Hi everyone, welcome to your Indigo art project on drawing and watercolor painting. I'm here to help you get started. First, we'll review our art inspiration for the project. Then, we'll take a look at the materials inside the box and get set up. Next, we'll learn one way to simplify the process of drawing. And then finally, we'll have a little fun experimenting with watercolor. Let's take a look at our art inspiration. For this art project, we have Blue Horse 1 by the German expressionist artist Franz Marc. Marc was one of the Blue Rider founders who painted with symbolic colors, expressed ideas of spirituality in his art, and also included images of animals in his work. Marc painted animals because he considered them closer to a natural state of spirituality than humans. Here, he's simplified the image of the horse. The horse looks flat so that we can easily connect with it, and he's painted it blue, a symbolic color for spirituality. Now let's take what we've learned about the Blue Riders and express something of our own in our watercolor painting. The paper has different levels of thickness. Watercolor paper is thick, much thicker than sketch paper. It's measured in grams, and the heavier it is, the better it is for absorbing water and preventing wear and tear. The plexiglass is a tool that will help us understand how to draw lines and measure proportions in our drawing. As we learn how to see the lines and practice drawing, we won't even need it. The lead in the pencil is made of graphite. Graphite is measured in terms of hardness. H is for hard and B is for black. The grades of graphite range from 9H to 9B. 9H is the hardest and lightest shade, and 9B is the softest and most black shade. The brushes are made of nylon and have different shaped tips. This allows us to express different types of lines. Note that we're just using Marc's Blue Horse 1 for learning and inspiration. For our drawing and watercolor painting, we'll want to try and make our art unique. As we learn from other artists, we'll want to develop our own creative approach to making art over time. You can, for example, use different colors in your painting, or draw the horse in a different style. For now, let's practice one way to draw a horse. Grab your plexiglass sheet, dry erase marker, and a note card. Place the note card directly over the art inspiration and trace it so that we can define our drawing area. Then fold the note card twice so that you have 4 quadrants. We'll use the note card to help us draw 4 quadrants onto the plexiglass. The quadrants will help us break down the drawing into 4 parts as we learn to draw the horse. Now place the plexiglass over the art inspiration and begin to outline the image of the horse. Here, we are just getting a feel for how to draw the lines. We don't want to copy the work of art, but this will help us get a better idea for how lines can be drawn to form the image of the horse. As we build our confidence in drawing, we can try and draw the horse in new ways. Now we'll draw the outline in quadrants with pencil on our watercolor paper. Next, we'll start to use a technique that will help us to get proportions and relationships right in our drawing. We'll use our pencil to measure where the lines are on the plexiglass so that we can transfer the image to our watercolor paper. Start in one quadrant and make soft pencil marks where the body of the horse falls in each quadrant. Work your way around the image of the horse, making small soft dots that will show you where to connect the lines when we draw. You'll start to better understand proportions and relationships when drawing this way. How far the body of the horse falls from the edge of the picture area, or where the head of the horse is in relation to the middle of the picture area. Now begin to make short, soft lines to connect the dots. Make sure to take your time looking at the image of the horse on the plexiglass that you're drawing to understand how to connect the lines. As we transfer the image to our paper, we're trying to understand how to see the lines. And the information that we need to draw is actually in the image on the plexiglass, rather than in what we're sketching. So instead of focusing too much on your sketch, look for the information on the plexiglass drawing. You can overlay the plexiglass on your sketch to check to see if you're getting the relationships right. But keep in mind the drawing doesn't need to be perfect. Remember, we want to draw something a bit different from the artwork so that we can explore our own sense of creativity. And learning to draw is like learning to read. Just as we practice sounding out the letters to form words, here we're practicing how to sketch lines and understand relationships in order to draw. Now we can outline the image and erase any pencil marks. Once you've finished outlining the image, set your drawing aside and grab your watercolors for a bit of practice. Apply plenty of water to the brush and choose a color. You can start to get a feel for how much color and water to apply to your brush and how different brushes show different types of lines. Now we're ready for the fun part, experimenting with watercolor and expressing something that we feel with color. Place your drawing back in front of you and start applying watercolor. As you choose your colors, think about how certain colors might be symbolic for you, just as they were for Franz Marc. You can mix different colors together and paint some parts of the horse in darker or lighter shades. Adding water to your brush will help to lighten the colors. You can also use the paper towel to dry off your paintbrush to lessen the amount of water on your brush and to make darker colors, or to clean off your brush when switching colors. Feel free to take the painting in any direction you like and explore your own style and creativity. Congrats! You've just finished a watercolor painting inspired by the German expressionist Franz Marc. Share it online, frame it, or even keep working on it. Practice the skills that you've learned while you wait for your next Indigo art box to arrive in the mail.